Welcome back to another episode of Jacksonville Buzz's Buzzworthy Businesses. I'm Steve Strum. Sitting right next to me is Scott Roberts from Lighthouse Coaching and Consulting. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. It's good to be here.
You know, thanks for coming in. We're talking a little bit offset about your coaching and consulting. And what is it that you coach and consult for?
So I work with any professional who wants to better manage their time, be more productive, or be a better leader than what they are if they're in a leadership role or they want to be in a leadership role.
So I've been in email jail since the mid-90s. I don't know that I have ever had, and it's crazy, right? Like you just get blasted with things that are always important, but they may not be urgent.
Correct.
So help us walk through. So you said time management, organization, and leadership. Your big three. How are you helping people? Like, I can go for 12 hours and answer emails and not get anything done, but I am very busy doing nothing.
So a lot of people have that challenge. They're extremely busy and they feel like they're on a treadmill. They're running fast, they're doing a lot, but they're not making any progress in what they're doing. So one of the things that we do, we start off with the time management side of things, because if you can learn to control your time instead of your time controlling you, you'll be more productive. So we teach time blocking. So put in 2 or 3 times during the day that you answer emails. And that's the only time that you need to answer your emails. The rest of the time, you close your email program. Don't look at it. If it's not open and in front of you, then you're not going to be paying attention to it. And then during that block of time, and you break your day into multiple blocks for different tasks, is reading emails, responding to emails, acting on those emails if you need to. When it's done, you shut that and you open up the next block and you put your list of things to do in that block and you work on that. And by working on that, you end up getting a lot more done. And then we teach on top of that, inside those blocks, don't make it a 4-hour block, make it several 25-minute blocks. So you work focused for 25 minutes and then take a 5-minute break. Step away.
Yeah, because your ability, your attention, and your performance kind of starts to diminish, right, after a period of time.
And then after you do 3 or 4 of those blocks, reward yourself with a 15 or 20-minute break and go back at it again. You'll find that by doing that, you're a lot more productive. You get more done. When you get to the end of the day, you look back on that day and say, look at everything that I actually did get accomplished. Yes, I was busy, but I actually have something to show for it. So we teach that. Then we also teach the fact of, in being productive, put those important things first in your day. Pick the top 3 things on your to-do list that are the most important. Go get those done. Because then by that time, your best energy is in the morning most of the time. You're getting things done. You've accomplished something. And now your energy is up because you've actually accomplished something. And that carries you through the rest of the day.
Yeah, I'm a big eat the frog kind of guy.
Exactly.
Right? Like, yeah, you got to get the hardest thing, because outside of being TV show Stevie Strum guy, I'm in the financial markets, right?
Okay.
And there's a lot of stress and anxiety in there. Sure. Like, and it's funny when you mentioned this reward business, because every minute of every day that I have, with time zones included, I have an activity every minute of every day. But I also, many years ago, I realized, I'm like, I am chained to this desk and I'm kind of hating life. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's still days that are tougher than others, but by having, for example, I have no idea, there are a myriad of buttons behind these cameras, that there's a gentleman back there and a young lady that produces the show. No clue on how to do it. None. But I do know how to have this conversation. So whether it's trying to have the expert do their role or giving yourself time blocking is great.
Exactly.
My 20-year-old's coming in as an intern and following me in the financial services business.
Nice.
You know, my first thought was, you sure about that? Yeah,
exactly.
I think the company's more excited about her coming. I was like, hey guys, 18-year first-gen guy here.
Exactly.
But no, time blocking, right? Because otherwise, there's just so much stuff. And whether you're a wealth management, financial guys, or a stock market like I am, or if you're a gentleman who works at a company for another company, there's just so many things.
Exactly.
That it will just eat you alive.
Very much so.
So
very much
as we take it away, so you work in the 3 legs of that stool for productivity. What would you say to somebody, besides call you, of course, what would you say to somebody that's sitting there watching it going, damn, I need to do that time blocking thing? Or yeah, Steve, ha ha ha, that's true, but I'm also in email jail. And what would you say to the people watching this that's like, you know what, here's one thing that you could take away right now that you can implement tomorrow that will make you more efficient and effective?
So it's funny that you say that, because we tell people you take it in little bites. Don't try to change everything. Change one little thing. And if I were to say, this is the first thing that you ought to do, and the first thing is start with the time blocking. Learn to block out time. Maybe not block your whole day. Maybe have just the morning is blocked out, and you only do a certain thing in that morning. Start with one block and expand it and work to more. Because as you do that, you'll get more accustomed to it, and it'll fall into place automatically.
And so the follow-up question for all the people that are listening is going about the email, going, I got to make sure I might get the Mr. Big Client or Mrs. Big Client's going to come in, and they're going to be like, email, respond now. How do you get over that anxiety of like, I'm only going to watch, and I only do emails from like 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., and then I'm running. Whether it's here at the studio, whether it's the office, like I'm running. Yep. And then I'll probably catch up with it maybe later in the afternoon. How does the person watching this that has never done a time blocking, and that's kind of terrifying, how do you help them with the anxiety about missing the email from Mr. Big?
So you'll find that Mr. Big is got the same challenge as you do. He's getting a lot of emails. So by you only answering your emails at a certain time, you let them know. I have clients that have added to their email signatures, I answer emails during these blocks of time. Expect a response during that time. And there are people that are waiting for responses. They see that and they respect that, because they want to work with a busy person, because that means that person's getting something done. And if you only do it during certain times, they'll get accustomed to it.
That is fantastic.
Won't bother them at all.
You know what? That's a great takeaway, because yeah, I mean, I even suffer with that emotional anxiety of Mr. Big. And sometimes it's not Mr. Profitable. It's Mr. Big that had a problem, and you need to make sure you take care of Mr. Big before Mr. Big takes his ball and goes home.
Yep.
So thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely.
It's been a really great time spent with you. You're great. These people are better, because without them, we don't have the ability to do anything. Guys, thank you so much. Come check out some of these time blocking exercises, some other efficiencies in operation in Lighthouse, right?
Yep.
Coaching and consulting.
Yep.
And we're going to put your website on our website, which is thedailynewsnetwork.com.
Okay.
Guys, come check them out. If you like the episode, share the episode somewhere in that neighborhood. But remember to always live with gratitude.